Picture the French Quarter, 1917. You're strolling past wrought iron balconies when a trumpet kicks down the door of silence, bawa. A trombone answers like it's got a grudge, and a clarinet scampers up the scale, laughing the whole way. No tickets, no velvet seats, just the street itself thumping like one giant heart. That single moment didn't just electrify New Orleans. It jump-started the jazz wave that would soon drown the world. And here is the kicker. The match wasn't some conservatory prodigy. It was a handful of broke street players who couldn't read a note, ready to see how they rewrote the rulebook in one night. What if I told you the very first jazz record was cut as a goofy studio stunt yet? It moved 1 million copies in a year and turned brass sections into the rock gods. Stick around, you'll meet the scruffy band behind that disc, learn how they tripped into inventing a genre, and find out why their reckless noise still sneaks into the songs you stream today. New Orleans was a gumbo of cultures: French, Spanish, African, Caribbean, Irish, all simmering together. Funeral parades marched past dance halls pumping blues. Ragtime pianos spilled onto porches. Street bands soaked it up like sponges. They played for nickels, for second lines, for back alley fish fries wherever feet were moving. No charts, no baton. Trumpet sets the topic. Trombone cracks a joke. Clarinet jumps in with a punchline. Banjo and tuba keep the wagon from tipping. Everyone improvises at once. Wild, right? Until then, American music was sheet music strict. Play what's on the page. These guys said, feel it, then fake it. Out of that freedom came a loose, swaggering polyphony that wiggled into people's knees. Folks nicknamed it jazz, slang for pep, or, let's be honest, sex appeal. The name stuck, only one has survived. 1916, a white New Orleans quintet, the original Dixieland jazz band, is holding court at Chicago's Lambs. They'd cribbed their licks from Black Street Cats back home. A New York producer needs a novelty act, cheap, fast, loud. He ships them north. February 26, 1917, 5 sweaty guys cram into Victor's Showbox Studio, Manhattan. One rehearsal, then boom, livery stable blues, stuffed with horse neigh horns, stop time hiccups, enough voltage to make the cutting needle jump. Engineers laugh, thinks it's barnyard comedy. 6 weeks later the disc drops and detonates. 1 million copies inside a year. Unheard of foreign known instrumentalists. Overnight, jazz becomes jazz, and jazz becomes the new urban soundtrack. Labels finally get it. Improvised chaos sells. Copycats pop from Chicago to London. Arrangements loosen. Soloists stretch choruses. Dancers trade waltzes for the two-beat Charleston. Critics scream musical anarchy. Kids kick up skirts in agreement. Records hop the Atlantic, turning Iowa kids like Bix Beiderbecke and gypsy guitarists like Django Reinhardt into jazz fiends. The street band recipe group Improv Blues Heart Unstoppable Groove has gone planetary, all because 5 guys wanted a quick payday. Reality check. Oj didn't birth jazz. African-American pioneers Buddy Bolden, King Oliver, Jelly Roll. Morton had been distilling the brew for 20 years. Segregation locked black bands out of big studios in 1917, so the first shot heard round the world came from white musicians who decopped the licks. History books sometimes skip that part. Naming it doesn't diminish Ojdi's spark. It just frames the whole portrait. Their disc struck the match, but the wood had been smoldering in Storyville and Treem all along. Jazz remains at its core. Black music, open, generous, inviting the planet to solo over the changes. If this flipped your lid, tap like, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Next stop, roaring 20s Chicago or swing era Harlem? Your clicks keep these stories alive, so the revolution didn't start under chandeliers. It started with hungry kids lugging dented horns through New Orleans mud, mixing blues moans with parade stomps until the very air swung. One frantic recording later, the globe caught the fever. Jazz keeps evolving, but its DNA is still that street brew. Freedom, conversation, joy you feel in your bones. Next time you cue a playlist, remember you rehearing those sidewalks echo proof the biggest revolutions can begin with nothing more than friends blowing notes into the night.